Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Princess Leah, 888, and this is Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Hey. So, we're going to jump into our next round of our All Sign series for the month of July for the signs of Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. These last couple Tuesdays have been pretty and they've been pretty powerful and special. Last Tuesday was the 7-7 portal opening up, getting us ready for the Lionsgate portal that opens up on the 25th and peaks on 8-8. And then tonight we have our new moon in Cancer, which is also extremely emotionally charged because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So this is a very, very deep, reflective, not to mention Mercury retrograde is also here in the mix. So we have a lot of movement, a lot of energy, a lot of like powerful reflections, recognitions, awakenings. I know I've been feeling it as a Cancer rising. It's been really heavy and heavy, rewarding, challenging, all mixed in one. Because there's a lot of new cycles that are beginning with this new moon. There's a lot of ego deaths that are happening with the Capricorn full moon that we had on the 29th and completing of cycles. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac, the cardinal water, the crab, who is the protector of the family, of the ancestries, the generational cycles. So Cancer new moon tonight is a powerful reflection on our home space and what that means of building a new cycle of safety in your home, security in your home, stability in your home. And that can be even in the home of your own heart and your the crab carries their home on their bodies as the Cancer crab, and so they carry their home on their backs. So we're doing a lot of reflecting of what is it that we want. This is a lot of astral projection of future manifestations. What do you want to feel into the manifestation of what we want in the future? This new moon is a great moon to set intentions on what it is that we want to manifest and transpire, what it is that we want to attract, and do it based off of the feeling, because Cancer with that deep water sign, how do you want to feel more so than what specifically is it that you want to have or achieve or attain or touch, taste, smell, like, because that feeling, the feeling of what it is that we want is actually what attracts. That feeling of what it is that we desire is actually what attaches to the energy that the universe matches with your energy. So this Cancer new moon, you can even write your intentions. Last night my son and I did an intention little ritual where we wrote, wouldn't it be nice if ... and then we just wrote out what would be nice to feel. Wouldn't it be nice if I felt this way? Wouldn't it be nice if we felt prosperous? Wouldn't it be nice if we felt free and fun? And wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to worry about money or limitations or doubt or fear or jealousy? Wouldn't it be nice if we could just have fun and enjoy life and be in love? Wouldn't it be nice? Sounds like a good song. So anyway, I could talk more and more and more about it, but I already went into 5 minutes. We already in our 5 minutes, and we have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces to get into the energy of. But I just wanted to drop that. If you would like to try that exercise out tonight under the new moon in Cancer, to feel in what it is that you want to bring into this next chapter and to the next half of this year as this beautiful summer 7/7 July portal, Lionsgate portal, all of the above portals are opening. So anyway, let's get into it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much, beloved, for being here. This is my Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle. He is our best friend and everyone's grandma. So this is Grandma Spirit. If you have a grandmother who is your earth angel, Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle is letting you know that they are present. She is present here. If you don't know, my Tea and Tarot Tuesdays, not only are we getting into the tea of the energy of these signs, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, but we're also sipping on some of my delicious tea from my Femrem's Apothecary. Tonight we are sipping on my mango ginger yerba mate. So make sure you get whatever it is that you want to sip on so you can join me. And if you're listening for yourself or cross-watching for somebody else, just make sure you always remember that we all carry the feminine, masculine energy within us. As we are co-creators with Source, Divine, Gracious, Omnipresent, Divine. So I'm going to read for Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and messages from Spirit, and then we're going to pull some positive T formations to close out for our month of July. So cheers. All right, let's start. Oh, we're time stamping. Don't let me forget. We are going to start with Capricorn, Divine Feminine. So Capricorn, Divine Feminine for the month of July. What are the energies? What are the energies? If you're a returning family and friend, thank you, beloved, for coming back. I always appreciate your support. If you haven't already done so, while you're on your way, tuning in or tapping out, make sure you hit that like button for me. I always appreciate that too. And if you're not a part of my Itty Bitty Vibe Tribe, definitely subscribe so you can know whenever I go live. Hit that notification bell because we're here doing our best to learn this road of conscious love. The truth about conscious love, the truth about our purpose here. And you know what our purpose here, Capricorn, Divine Feminine, is? Our purpose is joy. Our purpose is bliss. Our purpose is to experience and the deliciousness and, you know, just jump up wherever you want to jump up and, you know, elevate yourself and do what you want to do. So in order to do that, Divine Feminine, Capricorn, you've got to release the burdens. You've got to release the weight. You've got to release the judgment on yourself and the judgment of others is what I'm hearing as well. Finding the balance with the Temperance card here at the bottom of the deck. Alchemizing all of this weight, balancing, carrying too much of other people's weight that's not your own to carry, balancing and alchemizing the internal judgment based on the external conditioning of judgment is what I'm hearing. Now, I love this Judgment card too because, you know, this is also about transformation. This snake serpent on her sweater, Angela Davis out here fighting for civil rights. Perhaps you are looking back on this year, this summer, this month, Capricorn, Divine Feminine, and you're seeing and you're recognizing, and again with this Cancer new moon, you might even be looking back on your generations before you of the weight that you're still carrying from civil rights, oppression, racism, all that weight, all of that weight is still being placed on your shoulder. This could be the burdens of even generational traumas that you're still carrying, that you're reflecting on now, saying, I'm outgrowing this. I don't want to carry this anymore. Tens are the end of cycles. You're almost there where you can lay those burdens down. You're learning how to lay those burdens down and transmute the secondhand trauma that's not for you to carry. Other people's trauma or drama or issues that is not for you to codependently carry anymore, Capricorn Divine Feminine. And you're learning to transmute that into something of power, empowerment. Queen of Swords, Crown of Pentacles. Finding using your discernment, tapping into learning your discernment of what is mine to carry and what is mine to nurture, what is mine to carry and what is mine to give, what can I give and what can I put down, because it's no longer your weight anymore. And this could also even be your own baggage from your own past experiences or past lives, or however, even in this current life, laying all of that down so that you don't have to keep carrying it. That's why you're transmuting it into love, appreciation, abundance, discernment, decisions, making that choice. So you are standing up for yourself while he's laying down. You're standing up. That's so funny, Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle. And look what Grandma Tony Popsicle just dropped for us to look at for you, Divine Feminine. The sacral Capricorn Divine Feminine, the sacral chakra, the core of creation. With that Kundalini, the serpent on her sweater, with the serpent here coiled with the wings, this is the transformation you are taking and rising into your creative power. The sacral chakra is your life force energy. The sacral chakra is what is connected to source energy. And so instead of giving your power by carrying everyone else's burdens, Divine Feminine Capricorn, you are learning how to get your power back. Take your power back. Reclaim your power back by empowering yourself to pleasure. Empowering yourself to enjoy life. That's why we saw that Sun card. Empowering yourself to enjoy life now, because that's where you're at. You're done with these burdens. You're done with this baggage. You're done with this pain, and that's what you're transforming. You're transforming, transmuting, alchemizing all of this burden into joy, fun, power, bliss. Because that is what your birthright. That is your birthright, Divine Feminine Capricorn. That's our purpose here. And then we got to remember that. Okay? Look at that. Emperor. Empower. As you build your empire, Divine Masculine Capricorn. Tapping into your Divine Masculine energy as you lead, as you build. What are you building? What empire are you building? Are you empowering as the Emperor? Whatever it is that you're building, you're being asked to use your faith. Walk by faith, not by sight. See the blindfolds. covering over your chest as protection over your heart, but don't close your heart off. The Emperor here is a great leader. You might even be a boss, a business owner, a father. You have dependents, employees, those who look up to you. Capricorn Divine Masculine. And look at this, mirroring the Divine Feminine with the Ten of Wands. And the High Priestess. We got more cards that Tony Popsicle is kicking off for you, Divine Masculine Capricorn. The Earth Star Chakra. The very first chakra here of your initiation. Divine Masculine Capricorn, you are being initiated into this throne, into your, I'm hearing into your royalty, into your regality, into your prosperity, into your abundant, luxurious, prosperous, highest timeline. That's what you're being initiated into. And so in order to do that, you have to know which way to go. You got to trust that this is what you're being initiated into. High Priestess and Emperor, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine out here. The OG Divine Feminine High Priestess. This is sacred feminine energy. Matching, meeting with this awakened divine masculine energy. So this is a pair for some of you, divine masculine Capricorn. You are coming into a beautiful royal soul partnership where maybe you were, again, the Cancer new moon, tapping back into past lives. Perhaps you were in a past life royalty and you're reconnecting with a soul partner. This is a specific message for some. A soul partner who was your High Priestess or your Emperor. Tapping into that ancient soul love. Eternal love. Tapping into and seeing the beauty and the royalty in each other. But in order to do that, you have to release the burdens, the weight that you've been carrying that has been keeping you from your throne, that has been keeping you detached, pinched off, afraid, forgotten about this royal, divine partnership being that you are. The wisdom within you, but also your understanding, Capricorn Divine Feminine or Masculine, with the High Priestess here as well. What you're learning, this could be your internal feminine and masculine energy. The feminine energy is the closest connection to source because it is the non-physical, it is the emotions, it is the spiritual attunement. Listening to guides, listening to source, listening to God, Jah, Allah, however you want to call it. And understanding the strength that is within you. The High Priestess understands with radical acceptance that all of this was for a reason. That there are shadows and light aspects to our experiences, to ourselves, and that this experience that you've gone through of the light and the darkness, the dark night of the soul is what I'm hearing, the ego deaths, the spiritual awakenings, all of that was needed in order for you to awaken to your highest, healthiest, most authentic self being, inner being, source being. And the High Priestess has compassion for that experience instead of regret or resentment, instead of creating fear-based trauma or trauma-based fear. The High Priestess takes all of that experience, good, bad, and ugly, and turns it into wisdom. And she's able to take that wisdom and then use that to create beauty, pleasure, sensuality, emotions, and connect that into the masculine of fruition, of physicality, of building it into this world, into this life, into a physical manifestation, whether that's a business, a song, a baby, whatever it is. And so it's really beautiful. Wise. That's why you're being asked. That's why you're being reminded, divine masculine, Capricorn, to walk by faith and not by sight. Because right now you might be seeing this. Right now you might be seeing this. Right now you might even be seeing a little bit of this. Okay? But what you don't see is that it's all 2112 on the clock. It's all mirroring back to you what is turning in your divine favor, fortune, judgment out here to also mirror divine feminine Capricorn. There's a lot of major arcana. I'm not going to keep going, but I do see the devil card underneath that. So you're looking at this perspective. This is the weight. This is the journey that you are releasing. This is the burdens that you might be seeing right now. But you're being asked to trust in what you cannot see, but what you can feel, because the strength is within you to overcome and transform through the pits of hell. Toxicities, addictions, codependencies, loops, cycles, traumas, other people's traumas and fears and cycles and addictions. I'm hearing also wounded relationships, toxic relationships are being transformed because the strength is within you so that you can have this divine relationship. One that has this infinite, unconditional love and a boundary that is set, that is understood between the two. Hey, I will not hurt you if you will not hurt me. I will not hurt you and I trust you won't hurt me. The lion says, I will soften to you. The Empress says, I will trust you and I won't, right, hurt you. They won't hurt each other because there is an agreement within this beautiful union that no matter what they have been through, the strength is within them, and that they are overcoming the cycles of these toxic loops, spells, hells, heartaches, third parties, deceit, because it's all turning in your favor, because this is all a part of the initiation of your highest purpose, of your highest self coming to this earth, living in this earth. We also are about to close out 18-month transit of the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo in just a couple of days, if not already. Yeah, in a couple of days. And so since 1/11 of 2024, we've been in a North Node of Pisces, which is the spiritual being, the spirituality, the spirit, like literally basically high priestess. And then the South Node in Virgo, which is the earth mother and past, and even of past lives, and learning how to release perfectionism, learning how to release the conditions of earthly conditions, and merging your higher self with your earthly self. And so divine masculine Capricorn, now this is going a bit long, but divine masculine Capricorn, you are going through a really beautiful initiation of your old, outdated version of yourself, an ego death, because you're coming into your higher self. You're coming into your spiritual inner being in this earth realm. You're being integrated with your source self into this human body. And that can be uncomfortable at times because, again, you have to release all that old toxic loops, cycles, behaviors. But this new moon in Cancer can help you because you are going to have this opportunity. You can use this opportunity to feel into who it is that you are becoming, what it is that you desire. Okay? I'm hearing a song that a little tune that I came up with a few months ago. I think it's like back in December maybe. Who are you becoming and rising into? So, Spirit says for you, Capricorn Collective, you are becoming connected to Source, so much so that you are attracting in the right people, the right energies, the right resources that will enable you to celebrate life, to build abundance. And I see 711, which is a divine ascension number, a number of divine ascension. It's also my brother's birthday. The Queen of Crystals, the Queen of Pentacles, with the Five of Crystals underneath that, coming from lack and scarcity and poverty and wilderness is what I'm hearing, into abundance and stability and prosperity and security. And Capricorn, you don't have to be a Capricorn sun or moon or rising. You can have a Capricorn stellium. I have a Capricorn stellium. I also have my 7th house in Capricorn, governing Capricorn. So that's my house of commitment. Okay. So, you know, you may, I don't know if you know that about your chart or not, but see this, whether or not we all have a 10th house. So this is still a part of you. If it resonates, you can still receive the energies if it resonates, if it's something, or if you're listening about it for someone else. But it's a really beautiful energy, sacral and earth star chakra coming through. So your T formation, Capricorn, is compassion is your strength, which is really beautiful. I love that. This is what's going to move you. Compassion is your strength, which is perfect because that's exactly what the High Priestess is about too. Radical acceptance, compassion for your journey. Okay, you're learning how to tap into your life force energy. You're learning how to reclaim your internal source power that is divinely directed for you. You are attracting in the right people and the right resources and the right energies that enables you to grow and prosper and celebrate and raise your vibrational frequency to conscious love, to royalty, to remember the royal being that you are. You are the High Priestess and the Emperor, Capricorn. Okay? So remember that. I love that. So very cute. We're going to keep that up here. Hi, Mr. Tony Popsicle. I love that he's up here as our mascot and our spiritual protector. I feel like this is our cat protector. And cats are actually extremely, extremely intuitive. They really do connect with the spirit realm very deeply. And he is extremely, extremely intuitive because he has epilepsy, so sometimes he gets too connected with the spirit realm. And I would, I could go into it, but that's my esotericism of, believing like that he is my grandmother because his name is Grandma Tony and that's her name. And he, I believe, is her spirit reincarnated. So like that button, hit that like button if you agree, and like my word that I coined, reincarnated. But I really do feel that there is a strong presence of our grandmother's energies here with us, protecting over us on our altar as he's chilling on the altar up here on all the chakras and letting us know what kind of messages our grandma wants us to tune into, like the sacral and the earth star. So that's beautiful. So let me go ahead and timestamp for Aquarius. Dang. Okay, so I'm talking a lot, so I'm going to try to talk a little less. But your girl likes to chat sometimes. So, Aquarius, if the messages come through, the messages come through. Divine Feminine Aquarius. I'm using the Modern Goddess Tarot, by the way. And I couldn't help but glance at the bottom, so I believe that's what I'm supposed to see for you is the Magician, Divine Feminine Aquarius, which is very beautiful. This is my Hermione picture from Harry Potter. My son and I are reading it for the second time, all 7 books. We're on book 2 for the second time. But the Magician is this master manifester. Okay, I love this Aquarius, Divine Feminine. You are manifesting something. What is it? It's whatever choice. There's a decision that you are going towards. Ooh, you're manifesting death. Not, hey. Don't click out. All right. This is not a predicament of any type of actual. This is what I just need to. Spirit needs me to just make sure you see this, because we see the death card and we get freaked out, but that's not what this means. This is a spiritual death, not a physical death, not a literal. And I pray that it is not for anybody. And if it is, I send all of my love and love and light and prayers to you or anyone. But I'm hearing this more so as a spiritual death, because the Magician card is coming out as you tapping into all of your powers so that you can create and manifest whatever you want, Divine Feminine Aquarius. So to have this, also this is Scorpio energy death, to have this ego death, the Kali Mara dances with death as a ceremony to celebrate the release of our human body, our spiritual being, to fully breathe. Dancing on the transformation from one form to another. Those in the spiritual community don't believe in true death. It is seen as a transformation. It is seen as a reformation. It is seen as, a lot of cultures actually celebrate death and mourn birth, which is the opposite, right? Because your spirit is being released out of your body. I know someone's gonna be like, I'm out. But if you think about it in this light of your spiritual awakening, meaning that parts of you, what is the ego? The ego is a formed identity that was created in order for you to survive this earthly realm based on what your ego learn is best for you to survive. And then you become identified with that form and you become attached to that form. So now you are not your spiritual being if you are identified and attached to your ego. You are now becoming, your body, your hair, your skin color, your talents, your job title, your spouse, your last name, all these things that become what really is just a, a, a dressing for this human vessel. But we forget about the spiritual being that we are, which is so much more expansive than this itty bitty body can really hold. And that's why we celebrate death in some communities, because we're celebrating that life and we're celebrating the spirit being able to free itself again. Okay, I'm going into it for somebody, but I'm hearing that if you are mourning and grieving a beloved who has maybe transferred and transitioned to the the next realm and is now your earth angel. Um, so Aquarius, divine feminine, that is a very small message for some. If that is the case, I still send my love. I still send my prayers, because there is still real grief that comes with loss for our human bodies. But the reason why Kali Mara dances on this is because she recognizes that it's never an ending, because energy, which is what we are, never ends nor begins. It just transmutes into a different form. That's why relationships can never really end. That's why our lives can never end. That's why my grandma came back to this earth realm as this cat. Because her spirit never dies. So this ego death that we're having, this awakening divine feminine Aquarius, is happening because you're having this crossroads of who am I becoming? Who am I truly versus who have I been taught to be? Who have I been conditioned to be? Who have I been told to be? Who have I been learned to be? And I don't want to be that person anymore. And in order to not be that person or be that way anymore, you have to let that part of you die. You have to let that version of you die, so you can really come into the full vastness of the essence of who you are. That's a really beautiful message for you, divine feminine Aquarius. I hope that resonates. I trust that'll resonate with whoever needed to hear it. So don't be afraid of the ego death is what I'm hearing. It's not always fun. It's definitely not fun. Conscious awakening is not roses and butterflies and rainbows all the time, okay? And look, my throat's closing up because the truth of this awakening, this soul expression is what has been blocked for so long. Because that is what the ego has done to keep it small, not to hurt you, but to protect you, right? But now it's time to let that soul express and not let it block you anymore. There's also things about the ego that is, needing to always be right, needing to always be the first, needing to be the best, needing to be on top. And that's where it creates this version of who you have to be in order to succeed, because that is the survival of the fittest. If you're on top, if you're the best, that's survival of the fittest. So that's where that also comes into pride and ego and having to be the best and having to be right all the time, and all that. Needing more because this isn't enough. Now we're made to want more. We're made to expand. That's how we are as a human consciousness. But the ego needs more because it's not enough. And when you come from a mentality of it's not enough, that is coming from a lack mentality, and the ego forms your identity based on lack and fear and scarcity. Okay, so that's what's dying in you, divine feminine Aquarius. Divine masculine is the Knight of Swords coming out. I'm sorry, not the Knight, that's the King. It's a correction, excuse me, miss. This is the King of Swords. I know that's right. The King of Swords is the final decision, okay? He is the last say. He does not have to listen to anybody else because he knows his truth. And look at that. The Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles for clarification. So yes, Divine Masculine Aquarius, you know exactly what you want, and you are making a decision this month about this divine love. You are not letting anybody else try to take you out because you recognize that this is truly a gift from God. You're not letting anyone sway you about this beautiful divine love. It is blessed and ordained and written in heaven for you. It was specifically placed in your hands, Aquarius, Divine Masculine. And it's been something that you have been passionate and eager and excited about since you were a page, even since you were a kid. This could be a love of your lifetime. This could be a love that you have held such passion for since you were a child. This is also a pure love of curiosity, of adventure. Like, I can travel the world with this. I want to travel and experience life with this love. Look at Justice in reverse, the only card in the masculine deck. There has been something in the past, maybe as a child, that tried to separate you from this divine love. But the Justice coming out is saying, look, and the Six of Wands underneath that. It's saying that this injustice, maybe it was saying, maybe there was this injustice of you can't be with that person, where you were forced to not be with this person, or they told you couldn't because you see they have different skin colors. Maybe you were told you can't be with this person because of your skin color. Maybe you're told you can't have this relationship because of different classes. Maybe this person was a different, maybe they had more money or less money and your family didn't agree with that. Maybe there was drama or whatever that made your family not feel confident in this love. But you always knew it was pure. And it's going to be recognized publicly and celebrated publicly, because you will be victorious about this and you will continue. Look at this, the King and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure we had this for someone last week as well, back to back. This is a divine partnership. This is a stable, grounded, abundant, prosperous partnership. Okay? The Temperance card flipping over, the Three of Cups. This is your soul tribe. This is your soul family, Aquarius, Divine Masculine. This is really freaking beautiful. This is your soul family, your chosen family, that you are alchemizing and transmuting into strength, into balance, into infinite abundance and strength, into trust, unconditional trust, eternal, infinite trust. So this is very beautiful. I'm getting the earth signs too, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So those might also be some signs that you are associated with or have in your chart, Aquarius, Divine Masculine. This is really beautiful, I will have to say. I love when the readings come out as love. I just really love it. And then to have the confirmation of the of the King and Queen of Pentacles. You are literally made for each other, tailor-made, okay? That's why Divine Feminine Aquarius, you're going through this death cycle because you're at the crossroads of to be or not to be. To be or not to be. That is the question. And what was that question about? To be in love or not to be in love? To be free or not to be free? To be me or not to be me? That is the question. So Aquarius Collective, let's see what Spirit has to say for you. The Queen of Wands. Be confident in this journey. Be confident. Don't let anyone swerve you, sway you. Queen of Wands is like, I don't need, listen, I know who I am, okay? I'm bringing sexy back. Thank you very much. And you don't have to tell me who I am. I know exactly who I am. Know exactly who you are. The Chariot here, Cancer energy. Trusting in divine timing. Trusting that when the green light goes, you will be ready to go. That when, look, the Akashic records open, you will feel, you will know. This is a soul knowing, okay? You will know when this opportunity presents itself. You will know. So don't worry about when, who, where, how. Just trust. When you know, is what I'm hearing. It's really beautiful. I love that. So ooh, Aquarius, you got 2 T formations. I love this. They're both about nature, of course. One is my favorite quote by Lao Tzu. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. That is my favorite quote because I'm constantly always rushing and feeling like I'm running behind. But nature does not hurry. You do not have to rush this love. You do not have to force this love. You never have to rush or force or chase anything that is meant for you. This is divinely meant for you, placed in your hands, and you'll know exactly when it's time, but you do have to go through the transformation of releasing who you are no longer so you can come into who you truly are. And in all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. I can't quite put my finger on, but I know I like to sing a song. And I know I'd like to get along. And I know I'd like to get it on. And I know I'd like to have just one taste of your memories once more. Your sweet memories. Sweet memories. This is a soul knowing. Is it a soul recognition or a past life awakening? Pisces, my beloveds, we going into you. Aquarius, I really love that reading. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so, if you liked it too. Let's get into Pisces, Divine Feminine. Pisces, Divine Feminine. And then we're going to close out for the night. Thank you so much for everyone who's been hanging out with your girl. I appreciate it. Pisces Divine Feminine energy for the month of July. I'm going to get a sip of my yerba mate. Okay. We have the World card here in reverse. And the World is the final major arcana in the tarot, which is the end of the cycles. With it in reverse, I see this as a new beginning, like the new moon. This is a lot of cards. I'm going to try not to take them all, but I will just scatter them as clarification. But we have the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands. So you might be seeing 888s of abundance and infinite abundance. But the Eight of Swords here is also really about a mental blockage. Pisces Divine Feminine, you're feeling mentally stuck because of, you're feeling mentally stuck around trusting in the abundance and the magic and the beauty and the emotional fulfillment that is waiting for you, that is here for you, with the Queen of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Crone of Cups. You have been maturing emotionally, so much so, understanding your emotions, listening to your emotions, letting them guide you so that you can manifest and create exactly the world that you desire and that your soul is ready to encounter and experience. And it's one of abundance and stability, one of you getting your ish together, getting this life together. You're finally, but I'm hearing that you for so long have felt perhaps like you don't have much of your life together. And that's why you feel stuck, because for so long you've been tied up and surrounded by these swords. But now it's just a mental, because you have the Eight of Wands saying it's time to go. You can move. You can go. You can be free with the Judgment card again. This is your birthright for your wish fulfillment, for your emotional fulfillment. Look, for your divine fulfillment. The Nine of Cups plus the Ace of Cups equals 10 of Cups. You're happily ever after. You are worthy and deserving because, look, you're outgrowing this old, smaller world, this old, smaller version of you. That's why you are manifesting a bigger, better life. You are growing, you are expanding, and it's time for the world to see that. Pisces Divine Feminine. Don't be afraid. This is really beautiful. And I love this picture here because it's like when you, this is how you receive. This is how you fill all your cups. Not necessarily needing it from anyone else, but God first. Gracious, omnipresent, divine source. Pouring so much into your cup that it overflows with what? Love. And all of that love overflows so much into the rest of your cups. You're so overflowed with divine love, source abundance, that it naturally flows into the cups around you, and that naturally fills you up, and that naturally brings a surrounding of joy, bliss, ecstasy. Happily ever afters do exist, Pisces Divine Feminine. That's really sweet. Trust it though. You gotta trust it though. Okay. Pisces Divine Masculine. And you could be a Sun, Moon, Rising, or a Stellium. I am also a Pisces Stellium, so I will receive that message too. I will receive that message too. Thank you. Divine Masculine, Pisces. Let's see your energy for the month of July. We have the, I call this the Taurus card, the Knight of Pentacles. The slowest knight in the deck, but it's also the most stable. It's also the most committed. It's also the most loyal. So it might take forever to get there, but the reason why is because They want to make sure that they are forever guaranteed. That they are forever guaranteed a lifetime of security and stability. They want to make sure that when they commit, they are cutting all ties. And what are they committing to? This beautiful union, Two of Cups. That's beautiful, Pisces. Divine Masculine, what are you taking forever to commit to? It's to this beautiful Two of Cups partnership, union. And you could be a female Divine Masculine. This could be same sex. It doesn't matter. This is just what the pictures say, and energy is within us all. So it doesn't matter. Take it how it resonates for you. But Two of Cups means partnership, equal partnership, healthy partnership, a soul contract. A soul contract, meaning your souls, High Priestess, chose each other, soul family, from past lives, since childhood. Six of Cups. Ooh, I felt that. Pisces, Divine Masculine. You see the swans in the back? Because swans are lifetime partners, lifetime mates. And you have known this. Your High Priestess is coming out. This is something that is a spiritual connection. This is something that is a chosen soul family connection. This is something that you have been searching for and finding in every lifetime. And even since childhood for some. This could be a childhood love. And I'm getting very emotional because that speaks to my heart and soul, and I love that. And so that might be speaking to your heart and soul too, Pisces, Divine Masculine. So be confident in this. Be confident in this, because it is yours. Regardless of the past, regardless of the cups that have been spilled, regardless of the pain and the loneliness and the mistakes and the grief that you have had to go through in order to be here. The beautiful thing about the Five of Cups, which is the card of grief, is that you see how he is sad about these Three of Cups, right? But we have this Three of Cups here, celebration. So this could be, you know, family, soul family, or family not working out the way you wished and having that grief of that loss. But you have the Three of Cups here of soul family, chosen tribes here for you. And if he just turned around a little bit, what do you see? You see these two standing cups. So I absolutely love that we have the Two and the Three of Cups and the Five of Cups to give a backstory on the Two and Three of Cups. And to show you, Divine Masculine Pisces, that just because these cups have been spilled in the past, just because you did not particularly choose, you could say, the family that you were born into, even though you do. But I see 717, that is your union, divine union. You are coming into a beautiful divine union, partnership that your soul chose. So some could argue that maybe you didn't choose your soul family or your family. I think our souls chose everyone that we are interacting with in this lifetime, but we forget. I think we do choose our family, but I think once we come into this world and into our families, that doesn't mean they're all going to be your best friends. It doesn't mean it's going to be, you know, they're chosen for reasons, and that could be for lessons, for healings, for karmic endings, right? But this Two of Cups, this Three of Cups, this is chosen family, meaning you meet them in this earth human realm and you choose them because your souls told each other y'all will meet again in a past life. Because your soul said, I'm going to meet this person. I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you again. And we're going to do this thing together for however long, whether it's a life partnership, whether it's a temporary partnership, whether it's a platonic partnership or a friendship, a best friendship, you know, whether it's a business partnership. These are contracts with our souls that we have chosen while we are in this world, in this life, but also before we even made it to this life, before we came to this world. That's why the High Priestess is out here, because she knew. There was that deep wisdom. And so Divine Masculine Pisces, this could be a high priestess that you are finding, that is your soul partner. The high priestess who is very, very spiritual, very, very spiritually inclined, connected to source. And that could also be your own self, your own internal high priestess connecting to source, and thus finding all the right people and places. Look, the Wheel of Fortune, literally written in the stars for you, Pisces. Literally, okay? You manifested this because this is your soul path. This is your soul journey. Wants to stay out. This is your Wheel of Fortune. And to confirm the Three of Cups, Aquarius also got the Three of Cups from Spirit. So maybe you have a Pisces Aquarius cusp, or that just connects, with an Aquarius for you. But the Knight of Crystals is also coming in to confirm the Knight of Pentacles that the masculine have gotten too. Spirit is connecting you to the right people, the right energy, the right resources, even if it takes a long time, even if it feels like it's taken a long time. But these full moons behind you, the closing out of cycles, when you follow your heart, that is what's going to lead you to your prosperity and your abundance and your stability. Let Spirit, Ace of Wands, clear the path for you so that you can, Eight of Cups, so you can walk away from what's not serving you emotionally anymore and celebrate with whom it is that's serving you. So really beautiful. This is a divinely orchestrated, fated connection. And it may have already happened. You may have already crossed paths. Or you may be crossing paths. Just trust in the timing. Trust in it all. Trust in the unfolding, in the alignment. We have the same one. Aristotle wants to come back. For you, Pisces, in all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. You can't deny the existential power, force that is beyond our control, that brings us exactly where we need to be, in front of exactly who we need to be in front of, at exactly the right time. Let the marvelous unmarvel, is what I'm hearing. There is great abundance and wisdom and prosperity and love for you to be held and to be had. But don't be too afraid to receive it, and don't get in your head. Don't let the mental limitations, limiting beliefs, disempowering beliefs, fears, doubts cut you off from this beautiful path that is yours and only made for you, written in the stars, divinely orchestrated, sown into your seed that was planted in you. So, Pisces, that was really beautiful. I love that so much. I receive all of that. And I think we all should, as we are all in the North Node, finishing up our North Node in Pisces. Claim it, receive it, take it in, swallow it, and do your best to live it. I know I will do my absolute best to hear this and to live this as well. So I hope that this was a beautiful read for you as much as it was for me to channel it for you. Thank you so much for being here with me. I am going to go ahead and close out for the night. But like I said, on your way out, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that like button for your girl. And if you are not a part of my Itty Bitty Vibe tribe, do subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know whenever I go live. So we can all come together on this road to conscious love, healing the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine, and through conscious love, understanding this road together. And yeah, happy new moon in Cancer. And until next time, I will see you in the next moon. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.